What's up, kings and queens? Welcome to Goals First, #1 podcast for helping you put your goals first. Today, we're going to talk about Fez from the popular show Euphoria. Now, Fez is the calm, charismatic, and charming drug dealer that everyone's talking about right now. The girls love him, guys want to be him, fan favorite. And the reason we're going to talk about Fez is as a go-getter, as someone who's a high achiever, it's important to recognize characters, either fictional or real, in society who are really popular and everyone seems to love, because you can take away what are they doing right to make everyone really like them. So I'm going to do some breakdowns to some scenes of Fez speaking and interacting, and really explain why everyone loves Fez.
I don't know. Just came in yesterday looking all Sailor Moon and shit. I'm thinking to myself, look like somebody Rue would get along with.
Which was sort of like a dead-on observation for Fezco, who's not normally revolving in the same direction as planet Earth.
Yo, how long you been back?
So I want to point out a few things here. Fez speaks very slow. He's not trying to impress anybody with his interaction, and he even pauses to make himself comfortable. So you see he paused, he lit his joint, mid-conversation with Rue. Whereas, let's say a guy is trying to impress a girl and is overthinking it, might be really quick to respond and try to say the right thing to impress the other person. Fez is making himself comfortable first, speaking very charismatically, slowly to get his point across, and he's also a good listener.
And how you feeling?
I mean, ever since I gave my life over to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, things have been really good.
Word? That's what's up.
So notice he makes strong eye contact when he's talking to Rue. He also seems to understand humor, so she made a joke, and he's not going too deep into the joke. Like, what do you mean? That's stupid. I don't get it. He's like, that's what's up. Very simple, short sentences he speaks in, very to the point, and very calm.
Yeah, I'm fucking with you, Fez.
Shit. Hey, I don't judge.
But low-key is Asher in the back.
He doesn't get flustered either. A lot of times when someone decides to screw with you, babe, they're like, oh, I'm fucking with you. I'm screwing with you. We'll be like, oh, no, I knew, I swear, I knew you were screwing with me. And he's like, shit, all right. 2-word response. So when someone tells you or doesn't tell you and implies they're screwing with you, when you say too much, it makes you seem flustered. When you smile, say 1 or 2 words, it makes it seem like you knew all along they were screwing with you, and you find it funny because he giggled at it as well, which is a very charismatic and influential way to talk.
You serious?
What, you think because I went to rehab I stayed clean?
I mean, ain't that the point?
So, in addition to the good eye contact, I want you to notice that, I said before, he pauses. He's a slow speaker. He's comfortable with silence. So when you're in a conversation, a high-value individual is not thinking of what to say next. They're not making sure that they continue the conversation properly to impress the other person. They're taking it in, they're pausing, and then they're saying what they're feeling, statements. So he's just having conversations, not trying to impress her, and he's comfortable with a silence and a pause in between while he thinks and comes up with his response.
The fuck, Rue?
What?
Come on now, bruh. You owe me $120.
My bad, man, I forgot.
Shit, you know I ain't tripping.
So you're going to hear me point out the same thing a few times here because I want to reiterate what's important. He's speaking very direct, short sentences. He's also saying what needs to be said. You owe me money. Shit, it's all right. She's a friend of his. He's not making a huge deal out of it, but he asserted from the start of the interaction what he needed to assert, that she owes him money. Now, 2, I'm pretty sure that Rue is an interest of his, a romantic interest. But he's not sitting next to her, right next to her, yo, shawty, what's up, baby? He's giving her space. Again, reiterating, he's making himself comfortable first. So he's sitting there, lighting a joint. He's making sure he's comfortable. And what this does is it translates to the other person, or it rubs off on the other person. So if you're comfortable in an interaction, they're going to feel comfortable. If you're uncomfortable, they're not going to necessarily know why, or they're going to sense it and be like, oh, this interaction's uncomfortable. So what you project outwards, you will get back to. And Fez seems to really understand that as a person, character, however you want to say it.
To be honest with you, Your whole drug shit got me feeling kind of uneasy.
Come on, don't go soft on me, Fez.
Nah, I'm not. It's just that I like you and I missed you, bro. Like, that shit at the beginning of the summer had me scared as fuck.
Yeah, you and everybody else.
I'm serious, Rue. I've seen a lot of people die. None like you.
So notice how serious he is. A charming, charismatic, high value, successful individual. They know when to be serious. Not every time, but again, he's still using his natural way of communication, which is very short sentences, speaking slowly, directly, but he knows how to be serious. He's telling her, I'm worried about you. He's telling her why he's worried. But he's not going on some crazy rant, some crazy tangent. He does it in a very slow, direct way, with a few sentences, but being direct and not beating around the bush. When you beat around the bush, let's say he was like, hey, Rue, I was thinking, like, you're doing these drugs, and, like, I was thinking how it's probably not the best for you, and what were you, like, if he goes in some weird tangent and always, like, extra words are added into the point he's trying to get across, he wouldn't come across as serious, he'd come across as a pussy. So it's much better to communicate very directly as he's doing, and that's part of what makes him so likable, that he's not being mean. A lot of times people are worried that if they communicate in short, direct sentences, it will come across as mean. He's not coming across as mean. He's coming across as serious, which he even says, I'm serious, Ro, and tells her why. Let's look at some other clips here.
Got no fucking wire. Prove that shit. As far as I'm concerned, you're a fucking cow.
Notice how calm. This was a scene where he's being interrogated by some other drug dealers who were concerned he was wearing a wire or some BS, and he made eye contact. He started to know I'm not an effing cop, and he's very calm throughout the interaction. Let the person do what they got to do. But if he started freaking out, they'd probably start freaking out. Again, it's this whole transfer of energy thing. If you're calm, other people will be calm. Your energy you project out is so influential on how the other person interacts with you. So I want you to keep in mind, keep watching the scene of how calm he is in the midst of a conflict.
Fuck. Hey, what the fuck is going on back there, yo?
What's up?
And again, he's always making firm, but not creepy eye contact. So what's the difference? Creepy eye contact would be like, eyes wide open, chin down, like devious, hey. Or like, you're looking at someone like you're trying to do some bad things. His chin's up, his face is relaxed, but his eye contacts are serious. He's looking in a very serious way because it's a serious situation. When you look away, it shows weakness. So when someone's being aggressive towards you and they are trying to scare you, if you look away and you try to avoid them, they're going to actually be more aggressive. You might think, I'm showing them defeat, like, how in Animal Kingdom, the top dog, the top lion attacks and the little scared one runs away and cowers. It does not work that way with humans. You need to show that you're not scared so the other person says, okay, this is probably a real honorable man. I'll bust his balls a little bit, but, it's a mutual respect thing. That's why Fez keeps strong, firm eye contact in serious situations, which is really important skill to learn how to do. Now, when you're talking to people and just being charismatic like he is, you want to do eye contact and like every 8-10 seconds, break for a second, look away. You can look down for a second, but then overall, you're going to be looking in the eyes for majority, 80% of the conversation. But if you do not break away for 2 minutes, that's too intense. So you got to have the middle ground where, like, 8 seconds in, quickly look away for a second, pretend to look at your drink, whatever. And it's a little bit of a trial and error. You got to learn it, but you can learn a lot from Fez's eye contact. Now we're going to get to the fun part. Fez and women. Flirting. This is for the boys, although this podcast is for men and women, kings and queens. But this is how Fez is so liked by women because he is not flirting aggressively. He's a you can come to me approach. So let's watch this. It's him and Lexi. So right off the bat, you know what I'm going to say, lighting his joint again. You notice whenever a girl talks to Fez, he's always comfortable lighting a joint first before he starts talking. Why would the writers or the character be doing that? To show, again, that he makes himself comfortable in interactions. That's so important. You walk into someone's house or location, you're not, office, wherever you're at, a spot that's not really your home. Most people are very tense and like they don't want to overstep their boundaries, and that makes everyone in the room uncomfortable. If you are comfortable first, like Fez does, the others have permission to also be comfortable.
Yo, you Rue's friend, right?
Yeah, since like preschool. Sorry, I don't know, I said that.
Nah, you good? You met where you met. Yo, what was your name again?
Lexi.
Lexi. I like that. That's a nice name.
Notice again, he's doing exactly what I spoke of before. Eye contact. Every few seconds, he kind of looks away for a little bit, but he does it in the correct way. And there's a lot you can learn by watching how his character, there's a lot you can learn by watching how his character maintains the eye contact and doesn't when appropriate. Now, he's also giving a compliment. Lexi, that's a cute, it's a cool name. That's a cute name. It's a very calm compliment. So a lot of times people will mess up. Guys will screw up by being like, "Oh, you're looking sexy." It's a little creepy. Your name. That's a nice name. It's like so so nonchalant that it works.
Thanks.
She says thanks, and he just chills out. A lot of the times, us guys get stuck in always trying to find the next thing to say to keep the conversation going. It's okay to not say anything about the other person or say something, It's okay to make the other person an interaction, whether it's a girl you're trying to flirt with or a new friend you're trying to make. It's okay to put the barrier on them. Not barrier, I guess it would be the burden. To put the burden on them to make the next piece of conversation. And if they don't, that's also okay. You can go back to just sitting and chilling, observing, being on your phone, smoking, whatever you're doing. It's okay to not be the one constantly trying to pull out more conversation. There's nothing wrong with that.
Have you seen Rue? No.
Yo, Happy New Year, Jewel.
It's June.
Also notice how he addresses everybody. A big thing I've learned is it was not likable when I used to try to flirt with one girl and their friends come over and I basically didn't acknowledge them because I was not interested. I used to be a big culprit of such behavior, and it's not good. It really isn't. What makes someone likable, like Fez, is he addresses everybody. So he's talking to the one girl, Lexi, and then Jules comes over and he makes sure to address her. Hey Jules, how you doing? Whatever. Learn to address all of the friend group. This will change everything for you, because if the friend group likes you, you're going to get approval for the person you're interested in. And Fez clearly recognizes the social effectiveness of that.
Yeah, come on. I know your name, Jewel.
Notice how flirty and playful he is. Come on, I know your name. Someone's like, "Oh, you know my name?" Again, like, whenever Fez is throwing a curveball, he is not flustered in the slightest. He's just like, smiling. He finds it funny, the curveballs. You need to learn to be self-entertained by people trying to throw you off your game in conversation, because people will. And you got to always find, here's actually one of the best things I ever heard. One of the best things I ever heard for interactions is assume that everything someone says is their attempt to get to know you better and have fun with you. So when someone is trying to diss you, instead of getting angry, like they're coming at my throat, you look at it as, this is an attempt to get to know me better. This is a playful attempt to socialize with me. So if someone insults you, you kind of giggle, giggle at me. You can either choose the route of like increasing their insults to like, what are you, weird? Yeah, I'm the weirdest guy here. You can either increase it, like add on to their insult, which is like not the response that most people get, so it kind of throws off their insult. You could also, if it's an insult, be like, I don't get it. What do you mean by that? But whatever you do it with a smile, and you do it as you assume they're trying to engage with you in a positive way. And if you always assume it's a playful engagement, the way you put out yourself will always seem better, because you're not getting offended, not getting triggered. When you get offended, triggered, angry, you've lost the interaction.
Have you seen Rue?
Look, so now Jules is like leaning in, smiling. She seems to be very interested in Fez because he addressed her, said hi, and he's being a nice, friendly guy, and it's just going well.
Yeah, she's somewhere around here.
Is she?
So, did you have a good Christmas, or?
Now look, throughout this party scene, he's gotten closer to her on the couch because she warmed up to him. He clearly has her permission to be engaging in conversation, but he eased into it. A lot of guys, and this is not just for flirting, this is for communication in business, meeting important people, and flirting. Us, especially men, we're so quick to like pounce, we're so quick to jump in and be very aggressive in our mannerisms and talking. And I'm super guilty of this. I'm very high energy, and it's my natural way. But the proper way to be is to ease into it. You sit in some space, you start talking to the person, and based on their body language, if you look in this scene, she's facing him, so she clearly is interested in talking. You need to learn how to read body language. If she was not interested, she'd kind of be turning her body away, and she'd be like, yeah, one word answers. Like, she'd answer. Most people still answer you, they don't want to talk to you, but it'll be short answers, and their body, the front, will be turned away. Why is this? In nature, when we're being attacked, this is our vulnerable area, okay? So people naturally turn away, so the guts are protected. That's why we do this. So when someone feels safe, comfortable, and wants to engage with you, they'll face you because they feel safe. They're not worried about their weak spots, essentially. It's really cool to kind of learn this. Something I learned years ago, and learning to read body language will help you, dramatically, because without the person telling you what they're thinking, you kind of have an idea based on the way they're acting.
Are you Jewish or something?
Yeah, well, my mom's Jewish, but she always says if the Christians can steal Christmas from the pagans, then the Jews can't.
So what he just did there is called cold reading. So he learned something about her, he realized something about her, and he asked, are you Jewish? Now, this can be anything. It can be, are you a deep thinker? Are you, at a party, you see a girl like her sitting by herself? Are you someone who likes to observe at parties? Are you a very adventurous person? People love someone that can cold read, which means assess something about them accurately, because it means they were listening to them, they were engaged. And I guess, listen, everyone's a little bit of a narcissist. So someone who's so interested in them that they correctly read an attribute about them that's like, wow, this person really gets me. And it's a really likable thing to do that Fez tends to, again, understand and do. Now, the last clip I got for you is how Fez handles a really traumatic scene. This is when Rue came to Fez's house, drugged out of her mind, looking for more drugs. I think she was relapsing or whatever. And let's watch how Fez handles such a situation.
Kid, look like shit.
Yeah, I fucking feel like shit.
First off, you look like shit. He's not afraid to be, straight up. Most dudes that try to impress a girl, they would never be like, you look like shit. So the one guy that's willing to be like, and he was not trying to be mean, like, she looked like shit. She was a mess that day. He was like, you look like shit. So the one guy that's willing to say what other guys aren't willing to say, that's the dude the girl wants. That's just how it is.
Went to withdraw and I need something.
Can't help you. I don't have nothing here.
Oh, fuck, man. You gotta have something. It's bullshit.
Don't know what to tell you. I don't keep nothing at the house no more.
Fuck,
No
okay.
more.
Well, can I use your bathroom?
Go ahead.
Okay. Oh, fuck.
Where'd you come from?
A lot of guys, they see a girl in distress, or a natural reaction would be to, kind of not grab him, but like be right there, like, talk to me, what's going on, how can I help you, how can I solve this? Fez kind of lets her do her thing, lets her in. He's not grabbing her and saying, what's wrong with you, what are you doing? He's letting her do anything, giving her space, but he's still being inquisitive and being concerned without being in her face about it. He's, again, letting her come to him.
Yo, you alright in there?
I'm shitting my brains out. Please, Fez, go away.
You want some Pepto-Bismol or something?
No, fuck, just go away.
Alright. Yo, come on now, Rue. You serious?
Fez, please. Please let me take them. Just only 3. She won't even know that.
Now, as nice and charismatic as Fez is, he still will not let someone take advantage of him, and he will still stand his ground when someone's trying to, take advantage of him, which is what Rue's doing. Rue knows he's a nice guy, knows he's a kind guy, he's not wanting to really be aggressive, and she's taking advantage of him. So now, Fez does have to step up to the plate and assert dominance in the situation, which is way out of line. She's out of line, taking advantage of him, and just what she's doing is really wrong. She's stealing his grandmother's medication.
On, she will miss them.
Principal Rue. It's
Please,
just not right.
Just let me keep them,
It's
please.
not right.
I'm in a lot
Give
of
it to
pain,
me,
Fez,
Rue.
please.
Give it to me. Let go.
Please.
Notice he's not going right to violence or anything crazy. He gives her a chance in a very firm, assertive voice of what to do. That's not right. Give it to me. There was not a long explanation like, listen, please, I really think it's wrong. Could you please, hand me the pills? No. He's right to the point. Give it to me.
You gotta leave the house.
Direct communication is essential.
You gotta leave the
Fez,
house.
let
Rue.
go.
You can't come on.
Get off me. Get your...
And he's got, a girl who's trying to get still drugs in his house. So he's gently grabbing her in the arm and saying, listen, it's time to go. And this is not just about men and women. This is if it's another guy taking advantage of you. There's a time and place to be assertive and say to someone, listen, it's time to go. Let's get out of here. And you can kind of not hurt them, but push them along when you need to be assertive in a very serious situation, which he knows the difference between a serious situation and a not serious situation where your words can handle it versus when you got to say, you know what, it's enough, it's time to go. And he's comfortable enough to kick people out of his house when they're doing wrong. I've seen so many people who get taken advantage of because they just don't know how to assert themselves. You need to know when to be assertive.
Fuck, hands off me! Fuck off me, piece of shit!
Hell no.
Don't fucking...
No, come here.
Don't
Come
fucking...
here.
Fez, get off!
No, we're not doing this shit today.
Fez, get the
We're not doing it today.
Get off of me!
Come on.
I'm sorry.
Nah, you gotta get the fuck out the house now. No, it's too late for that now. No. You gotta go.
Now, considering she just attacked him, honestly, I feel like he did pretty good. She pushed him, she assaulted him, and all he did in response was grabbed her as gently as he could and, dragged her out. Which, imagine if he, punched her, pushed her back. That'd be a real big issue. So he, again, knows how to be assertive, is aware of the situation, and aware of what's proper to do in a given context. Now, let's say it was a grown man doing what Rue was doing, he might have to fight. But this is a girl. So again, he understands context of the situation and reacts appropriately under the context. So, punching her, pushing her, hurting her would not at all be the right move. He did his best to peacefully remove her from the house without getting violent, which was the right move. So, what's the takeaway here? Takeaway is a few things. Number one, Fez knows how to speak calmly, how to maintain the correct eye contact, how to slowly incorporate himself in someone else, slowly inch up and not push himself into somebody else. He at least what's appropriate and knows how to engage in conversation, address everyone in the room. When someone comes over, he addresses them. He does not only talk to the person he's interested in right then and there. And when things get serious, he knows how to be serious. He knows how to be to the point, serious, and direct. Those are the takeaways. I hope you enjoyed this. Understanding a character like Fez really helps you in your own life understand how to interact with other people and how to be the charming, charismatic person that everyone loves about a character like Fez. Until next time, kings and queens, thank you for watching Goals First. I'm your host, Plutus. Have a great one.